Alright, what is going on, guys? It's going here back again with another video up on the channel. Today, we're going to be going over the brand new units of the 3rd year anniversary. So, I've specifically tried to not look or get myself spoiled by anyone. All I've heard is from some people is that the units seem good. So, I mean, obviously, it's a good thing because they're 3rd year anniversary units. Alright, so we're going to start off. Who should we start off with? Let's start off with the Shadow Dragons, because unfortunately they're the characters that people care less about. So let's just start off with them. We'll save the best for last. So we'll put them at 3 stars. Sure. Let's just assume you summon, you get like 1 copy or something. Stats are looking okay. Wait. So what's Ice Shenron? He's a range type. Okay. All right. Let's see. Main ability. Times like these call for action. Draw. Okay, hold up. I need this ad out of here. Draws a blue card next. Restores own key by 50. 40% damage inflicted for 40 counts. Shortens allied tag GT's sub counts by 5 and reduces enemy vanish gauge to 0%. That's a pretty good main ability, if you ask me. Drawing a blue card, he gets key to use it. 40% damage for 40 counts. That's gonna last a while. Shortening allied sub counts. So obviously he wants to be ran on GT, and is that really his only team? That is actually, wow, okay. Pretty much. And then he reduces enemy's vanish gauge. That is really broken. Okay. His first unique upper hand. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 70% damage inflicted cannot be stacked. Reduces damage received by 35% for 15 counts. -5 to own strike and blast arts cost for 15 counts. Inflicts enemy tag girls with attribute downgrade plus 30 to all arts cost for 3 count. Why that tag specifically? What? I haven't watched GT in forever. Maybe it has to do something with Pan or I don't know. Okay. While this character is on the battlefield, seals enemy strike arts when enemy switches characters. The sealed arts cannot be used for 3 counts. That is going to be very annoying. So he seems like a very annoying character. Also, overall, this first unique and his main ability seem very good. Second passive applies the following effects to enemy every time when faced with an enemy. So that means either when he switches in or the enemy switches out. Reduces key by 15. Inflict attribute downgrade plus 30% damage received for 15 counts. Inflicts attribute downgrade plus 2 to substitution count for 15 counts. Inflicts attribute downgrade minus 50% to vanish gauge recovery for 15 counts. So a lot of debuffs he's doing there. So overall, he definitely seems like a character that's just annoying to fight against for sure. Just a ton of debuffs and all that, and he's kind of supporting his team in a way with like lowering sub counts. Definitely very interesting design. He definitely seems quite good though, for sure. His blue card deals massive impact damage, inflicts enemy attribute downgrade plus 20% impact damage received for 15 counts per activation. That's really good. Seals 1 enemy card slot randomly on hit. The sealed card slot can be used for 10 counts. Okay, so he seals as well. Very solid blue card. That's all it is, really. His green card, from what we saw from the video, it seems to be a counter. So let's see. Following effects occur upon activation. Reduces damage received by 30% for 5 counts. Destroys all your enemy's special move, awakened, and ultimate arts cards. Counter activate upon enemies tap attack, tackle, or strike arts attack while in fighting pose. So it's not against blast. It's basically a strike counter. Okay. The following effects occur when counter activates. Immobilize the enemy. 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts and plus 50% to next special move damage inflicted can be stacked. That is really good. That means this blue card. If you have a blue card, which honestly what you could do, you could save your main to like until you pop this. You use a counter, you pop his main ability, you get a blue card, and you get this 40% extra damage from the main ability. That blue card's gonna hit really hard. Okay. Yeah, he definitely seems good. What's his Z ability? Oh wait, they showed it off. Wasn't it like, yeah, blast attack and defense for GT, and then Shadow Dragon base strike attack. Yeah, he seems good. Shenron actually seems quite good. Obviously, he has to be good. It's 3rd anniversary character, and obviously they also know that people are not going to care much about these characters. Okay, Nova Shenron, he's a melee type. What are his stats? Stats are looking decent as well. Honestly, this is at 3 stars. I don't put them higher because, I mean, I could. I don't know. What are they at 6 stars? Yeah, decent. They're pretty good, but let's just, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, main ability, inflicts all allies and enemies with no switching for 10 counts. Destroys all your own and enemies cards. 20% damage inflicted for 20 counts. Restores own vanish gauge by 100%, and increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 10 counts. So yeah, they did mention that this main ability, it would like help somewhat like even the playing field, I guess. Like, so it locks you and your opponent in for 10 counts. It destroys all your cards and the enemy's cards. But then you restore your vanish, you get card draw speed, and damage buffs. I mean, it's definitely a solid main ability for sure, but I just have to, this is definitely something that I really have to see in action to determine if it's like super good or like really busted. Its first unique applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 70% damage inflicted cannot be stacked. Reduces damage received by 25%, cannot be stacked. Additional plus 10% strike damage inflicted per Dragon Ball you possess for 15 counts. Okay, so very similar to like Omega Shenron and all that. Also applies the following effects to self. Well, also applies the following effects if they tag GT other than his character as a battle member, so obviously he wants to be ran on GT. Makes sense. 50% key recovery for 15 counts. 30% of vanish gauge recovery for 15 counts. That's very good. All right. Solid first unique. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of timer counts elapsed with current character. 3 counts elapsed plus 20% damage inflicted. 5 counts elapsed, increase arts card draw speed by 1 level, and 8 counts elapsed, restores key by 40. Effects reset after character switch. So he wants to be in the field for a while, which you might be able to do because we know that his green card, yeah, it's a barrier. What does his green card do? Nullify enemies' attacks, excluding certain moves like Rising Rush. The following effects occur if attacks are nullified. Knocks enemy back to long range or they're at close range. Restores own key by 30 and 30% strike damage inflicted for 15 counts. And obviously you can combo off it with anything really good. That's a solid green card. What does blue do? You can teach it Shallot, okay. Deals massive explode damage. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. 25% special move damage inflicted for 5 counts and cancels abnormal conditions. Oh, so if you get like inflicted or like paralyzed or like faint, well, if you get inflicted with faint, you're not gonna be able to do anything, but mainly like paralyzed or like bleed or something like that, you can remove it. Solid blue card for sure. He definitely seems quite solid for sure. What's the Z ability? Oh yeah, strike, attack, and defense for GT. It's nice that they're actually giving GT double buffers, because for the longest time they just gave them buffers that, or their Z ability is only buffed to 1 stat, which didn't help the team out at all. He definitely seems solid. All right, so that's both of the Shadow Dragons out of the way. We'll save the LS for last. We'll start off with Kefla. All right. Kefla is a melee type, obviously she's red. What are her stats? Okay, I need to close these ads. Defenses are a little low, of course. I mean, yeah, they're okay stats. All right. Main ability. Draw the ultimate arts card Gigantic Breaker next. Restores on key by 40. Applies buff effect and nullifies enemy actions that activate when changing cover to self for 15 counts. So she nullifies special cover changes when you pop her main. That's really good. Inflicts all enemies attribute downgrade plus 15% of impact damage received for 15 counts. Yeah, her main ability seems just good. That's it. It takes 25 counts to use. All right. First passive applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 60% damage inflicted cannot be stacked. Reduces damage received by 30% for 20 counts, cannot be stacked. Plus 60% to key recovery for 15 counts. Also applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts attack. Restores key by 10, activates 3 times, and plus 50% damage inflicted for 15 counts, activates once. Activation accounts reset when characters switch. So if you use at least 1 strike or blast card, she gets this 50% damage buff for 15 counts, and she restores key by 10 for the first 3 strike or blast cards you use. I guess it's somewhat similar to the previous Kefla, except she just got it like infinitely. But she didn't get key on every card she used. She only got, I think it was her strike arts that like she got like 25% strike damage per strike card she used. I mean, yeah, it's a solid unique for sure. That's all I gotta say about that. Second passive applies a flying effects to self every time own attack is evaded with a vanishing step. Restores ki by 20% damage inflicted for 20 counts. Restores vanish gauge by 60%. Activates twice. Randomly draws one new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Activates twice. Times where 4 cards are held are also counted as activations. Oh, okay. So that means if your opponent dodges your attack and you have like a full hand or something like that, even though you have a full hand and you don't draw a new card, it does activate. So it does waste one of these procs, I guess. Okay, that's good to know. Activation counts reset when characters switch. Oh, I thought these counts were like for the entire fight. Like, oh, she can only restore her vanish gauge like 2 times throughout the whole fight. And same thing with like drawing the extra cards. Oh, okay. So every time she switches in, it resets. Okay, this ability is broken because you can just force your opponent to dodge and she just gets buffs for free. That is dumb good. Okay, and then her blue card, Gigantic Ray, you can teach it to Shallot, deals massive impact damage and plus 20% damage inflicted for 20 counts per activation. It's solid. Green card restores own health by 15%, applies attribute upgrade minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects to self for 10 counts, reduces next damage sustained by 20%, cannot be stacked. This applies until enemy combo is finished. Alright, it's nice. She heals, she can cut through enemies' damage reduction, and she gets damage reduction, extra damage reduction for herself as well. It's a very good green card. Ultimate deals massive impact damage, applies a falling effects to self upon activation, 30% damage inflicted for 15 counts, reduces damage received by 20% for 15 counts, it has blast armor. Okay, one thing I do notice about this Kefla is she doesn't have blast armor on her strike cards like the previous Kefla. So in a way it's good, but at the same time it's bad because I don't know. We'll see if she's more annoying to fight against than the other one. And she buffs double oh no, never mind. She doesn't buff double defense, strike attack and blast defense. So she buffs strike attack at 2 stars, and then she already buffs strike attack and blast defense for Fusion Warrior or Rival Universe at 3. And then she buffs girls at 6. Okay, so you can honestly just get her to 3 stars and her Z ability is fine enough. Alright, yeah, she seems quite good for sure. Alright. The boy Vegito Blue. This is probably the one I'm mostly excited for besides Gogeta. So we'll see. I'm probably even more excited for him than even Corrupted Zamasu. But alright, let's see what he's like. So 3-star stats. Offensive stats seem a little low. His defenses are like kind of a little low too. Why are they at 6 stars? Alright, interesting. Okay. I don't know. Alright, hopefully his kit makes up for it, I guess. Draw the Ultimate Arts card, God Final Kamehameha next. Restores own health by 25% and ki by 50. 50% ultimate damage inflicted for 15 counts. Alright, so he heals, he gets ki, he draws the ultimate, and he gets 50% ultimate damage. So his ultimate's probably going to hit pretty hard. Alright, it's a solid main ability. First passive applies the flying effects to self when battle starts. 60% damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Reduces damage received by 40% for 50 counts. Oh, this is when the battle starts. Okay, so 40% damage reduction. Nice. Okay, and minus 10 to blast arts cost cannot be cancelled. Okay, applies the flying effects to allied. Tag Fusion Warrior, tag God Gear Future when this character switched to standby. 20% damage inflicted for 20 counts and 20% ki recovery for 20 counts. So yeah, he is a pseudo support type unit. That is, imagine Vegito Blue being a support type unit. That's just wild to me. Alright, first passive is quite solid, obviously. Second passive applies the flying effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card and we have 3 or fewer cards. 70% to next blast arts damage inflicted cannot be stacked. Plus 15% to next special move arts damage inflicted every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card, up to 60%. So what, it would take you like 4 strike or blast arts cards you have to use to build up that special move damage buff. All right, Applies the flying effects to self once 25 counts have elapsed from battle start. 40% damage inflicted cannot be cancelled, and reduces damage received by 25% cannot be cancelled. So he's one of those fighters or like characters that get stronger after a certain amount of time. And 25 counts is not that bad though, so I'll take it. Alright, this kit's seeming solid so far. Wait, what's this? Blast card. -5 to own special move arts cost for 15 counts on it. Okay, so he lowers his special move cost every blast card he uses. Okay, by -5. That's pretty damn good. Blue card deals massive impact damage. Applies the attribute upgrade -30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects to self for 3 counts per activation, and cannot be nullified by most other special moves. So it's very similar to the LF Vegito Blue. The only difference is, I think, is the fact that he doesn't lock you in. If he locked you in, that would have been super broken, but it's a good blue card nonetheless. His green card, falling effects occur upon activation, restores own key by 50, increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts, and inflicts all enemies with no switching for 5 counts. Applies falling effects to enemy on hit, reduces Dragon Balls by 1, destroys all special arts cards, blast armor and charging force. So it's very similar to Jiren's green card. Hold up, Jiren. Let me see his green card. So his green card is very similar. Yeah, it's like a dash forward green card. He has like 50 key, restores vanish gauge. He locks the opponent in for 5 counts as well. And he draws a whole new hand, but you can't combo off of it. It's still a very good green card, but it just reminds me a lot of that. So if you do land it, you remove one of your opponent's Dragon Balls and destroy all their green cards. I mean, it's a good green card for sure. It's nice to have blast armor as well. Alright, it's a solid green card. Then ultimate deals massive impact damage, applies the falling effects to self upon activation, restores key by 50, restores vanish gauge by 100%, increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts, and applies attribute upgrade -50% enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts. Blast armor and charging for. These are upon activation, so you could even miss the ultimate somehow and he still gets his vanish back, and gets card draw speed, and gets key. Wow, this ultimate's good. Okay, yeah, because a certain unit that comes to mind is Trunks of Mind, that they do something similar in terms of restoring vanish gauge, but they have to land the ultimate, which is it's still a good ability, but it's just the fact that this is upon activation, so you could still miss it somehow and he still gets all these buffs. And then keep in mind that he gets 50% ultimate damage upon activating his main ability, and all these extra damage with the buffs. Yeah, his ultimate is gonna hit hard. His ultimate's very good. Okay, wow. And then he's buffing Fusion Warrior, Blast Attack, and Strike Defense, and God Key at 3 stars. And then yeah, he picks up Future at 6. He is very good. Wow. Okay. It definitely made Vegito Blue quite good. The only issue I have with him is maybe his stats are a little low, but overall, he's a very solid unit. He's very good. Okay. Moving into Corrupted Zamasu. So he's a melee type. He's finally red, so God Key's finally getting their well-deserved red unit. Let's put him at 3 stars. Like, assuming you just pull him like once, because he's an LF unit, so he's gonna be pretty difficult to pull, most likely. Health is stats. Yeah, his defensive stats are low. His offense, like his strike attack, is pretty good, but his defensive stats are a little low. Already has 6 stars. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Main ability, draw the ultimate arts card, Sword of Sanctifying Light next. Okay. Restores own health by 20% and key by 40. Nullifies enemies restore health when it reaches 0. Effects on his character attacks for 30 counts. And 40% ultimate damage inflicted for 30 counts. So he nullifies endurance when you pop his main. So, okay, that's very good. And then he gets ultimate damage, health, and key. Alright, it's a good main ability for sure. Alright, first passive applies the flying effects to self when battle starts. 80% damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Okay. Reduces damage received by 30% cannot be cancelled. Falling effects occur when this character is defeated. 30% damage inflicted by allies. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade. -1 arts card draw speed level for 30 counts. And -70% health restoration for 30. Those last for a while. Wow. Okay. You definitely don't want to kill him. I mean, you kind of to win, but at the same time, you don't, because he's going to debuff the hell out of you. And also buff his team. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Second passive knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack. Activates during assists. He can combo off with the blue card, thank God. 15% damage inflicted every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card up to 60%. Also restores own health by 5% if own health is 70% or less. I think that's just like timely, or like it's just like constant. Like every time he's like below 70% HP, he just heals 5% health. Okay. Falling effects occur according to an enemy's actions while this character is on the battlefield. When an enemy lands a strike or blast arts hit, reduces enemy ki by 5 and reduces own damage received by 5% for 5 counts. When an enemy switches characters, restores own vanish gauge by 50%, activates 8 times. When an enemy is defeated, except by self-destruct, destroys all your enemy's cards. Imagine, like, destroying one of your opponent's characters, this guy. And not only do you finish the character off, but you destroy their whole hand, too. That's too much. Okay. What is this? Strike battle bonus versus Saiyans. Applies attribute upgrade plus 10% damage inflicted against tag Saiyan to self for 10 counts upon activation. Cannot be cancelled. Same thing for blast. So strike and blast cards, they do more damage against Saiyans, and they stack. What? Okay, he's definitely seeming quite good for sure. Blue card deals massive impact damage, 20% special move damage for 3 counts per activation. Draws a green card next on hit, activates twice. Okay. Green card restores own ki by 40 upon activation. That's okay. Wow, okay. Falling effects occur on hit. Inflicts all enemies with 3 sub counts. And he goes time neutral for 3 counts. Oh my god. Wow. And you can combo off it. And this is an AoE green card. So, oh my god. This green card is busted. It locks him in. He goes type neutral and he gets ki. It can combo off. That's broken. And the fact that he draws one on blue card. Oh my god. Okay. Alright then. Okay. Oh, well. Finally have another character that does supreme impact damage on their ultimate. I had a feeling they were going to do it for these LFs. Makes sense. Alright, so deals supreme impact damage on ultimate. Applies attribute upgrade minus 50% to enemy sustained damage card effects to self for 3 counts per activation. Applies the following effects to all enemies on hit. Reduces ki by 100. And inflicts no switching for 5. What? He locks the whole team in for 5 counts when he lands his ultimate. And lowers their ki just completely. You will have guaranteed no ki. This ultimate is good. The only issue I have with it is it doesn't have blast armor. Okay. Alright, so at 2 stars he buffs 22% to God Ki, strike attack and defense. And powerful opponent, strike attack and defense at 3, and then future at 6. So he doesn't buff Fusion Warrior. Okay, so maybe there is a reason why you would want to potentially run Kefla over this guy on Fusion. Wow. The only complaints I can make about this guy is that he doesn't have blast armor in his ultimate and his stats. Mainly his defensive stats. I mean, I get it. He kind of wants to get comboed so that way he builds up damage reduction, and he already has 30% damage reduction, but with those low defensive stats, I don't know if that's going to help him much. Regardless, he seems good, and even if he does die, he gives buffs and debuffs the enemy. Okay. He definitely seems very good for sure. All right. Big boy Gogeta. All right, let's see how the main man himself, Gogeta, is. So he's a defense type, by the way, and he's green. So yeah, his defensive stats, honestly, for 3 stars are not bad. His offensive stats are not bad either. 6 stars? Yeah, for sure. He seems solid, at least stat-wise. Like, he seems decent for sure. All right. Main ability, I have the power to destroy you now. Draw the ultimate arts card 100 times. Big Bang Kamehameha next. Restores own health by 30% and ki by 50. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 20 counts. And increases own arts card draw speed level by 1 for 20 counts. So he gets card draw speed for 20 counts. Goes type neutral. Heals 30% HP and 50k and draws the ultimate. That's a very good main ability, okay. Applies a falling effects to self when battle starts. 60% damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Reduces next damage sustained by 50% cannot be cancelled. This applies until enemy combo is finished. Nullifies abnormal conditions cannot be cancelled. And also applies a falling effects to self when this character enters a battlefield. Restores ki by 30, so he gets ki on switching, that's good. 50% damage inflicted cannot be stacked. So that basically means when he enters the battlefield, he's getting 110% damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 30% cannot be stacked. Nullifies attribute downgrades for 15 counts. Activates twice. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 15 counts. Activates 3 times. I don't know exactly what this means. Like, does this mean like when he gets hit, he goes type neutral or something? I really don't know. I actually don't know what that means. I don't know. Regardless, he goes type neutral here, and then if you pop his main, he goes type neutral as well. So like, he has so many ways of going type neutral. What? Okay. All right, second passive. When this character performs a cover change, knocks enemy back to longer range if cover change is performed against their strike or blast arts attack. Activates twice, activates during assists. Cover changes performed against attacks other than strike or blast arts attacks are also counted as activations. Oh, you really want to be careful with this guy. So you like if your opponent does a blue card or something, you switch this guy in to try and counter it, and it fails, keep in mind that you are actually wasting one of your cover changes. Okay, that's good to know. Nullified activations are not counted. Okay, good. So that means if you're fighting against like Gogeta Blue, for instance, that nullifies cover changes, it doesn't actually count as you wasting one. Okay, that's good. It makes sense. While this character is on the battlefield, applies the falling effects to self when causing a character with revives when health reaches 0 effect to revive. Restores health by 20% and increases Dragon Balls by 2. So that's stupid good. Yeah, like you're fighting against a character that has endurance and you activate their endurance, so he just heals for free and gets 2 Dragon Balls. That's too good. Yeah, his strike cards do have blast armor. Okay, that is pretty good. Blue card deals massive impact damage, 30% special move damage inflicted for 3 counts per activation. Applies falling effects to self on hit, activates once. Draws a blue card next, restores ki by 50. Cannot be nullified by most other special moves. So you use the blue card the first time and you draw another one, you get enough ki to use it. What? So you could realistically, if you just wanted to, you could just throw out 2 blue cards at once and catch your opponent off guard. Wow, okay. Okay then. Green card. Plus falling effects to self-upon activation. Restores ki by 50. 20% damage inflicted for 15 counts. Gain buff effect. Nullify enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover for 10 counts. Falling effects occur on hit. Destroys all your enemies' cards and cancels enemy attribute upgrade. Activates twice. He can combo off it and it has blast armor. So with this green card, it just gives him the ability to nullify special cover changes. That is super good. Okay, his ultimate does do supreme impact damage. Makes sense. All right, falling effects occur upon activation. 50% ultimate damage inflicted for 3 counts. Applies attribute upgrade minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts. Nullify enemies, restore own health when it reaches 0 effects on his character attacks for 3 counts. Blast armor and charging force. So he nullifies endurance, obviously. Completely nullifies damage reduction, and yeah, okay, this ultimate's gonna hit hard. Yeah, he does buff double defenses for GT, starting out 2 stars. Fusion Warrior at 6, and then Saiyans at... Fusion Warrior at 3, Saiyans at 6 stars. The fact that he buffs Saiyans is mind-blowing. Yeah, he seems quite good. They all seem quite good. Like, who even is the worst one out of all these? Maybe like one of the Shadow Dragons? I don't know. I would look at the EX characters, but I don't want this video to drag on for too long, and personally I don't really care too much about those. But real quick, I do want to take a look at the banners just to see how good they are. So we have Gogeta's banner here, we have the Fuse Zamasu banner here. All right, let's see how they are. So Gogeta's banner, what's the format? Okay, is this the same format as the Super Saiyan 4 Goku? I think it is. I think you get the same amount of tickets. It has the same amount of crystals. So it takes 4,500 crystals to do a rotation. The first time at least, and then every other time takes 4,000. I'm assuming the tickets, by the way, are the tickets we had for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku one, which is good, because those tickets are actually like really good. Well, oh, those are the Hoi Poi coins. That name is so weird. What's this? Guaranteed sparking. So there's 2 guaranteed sparking tickets. So these are the ones you get off the banner, these blue ones. Which means, yeah, it takes 5 to do a summon. Yeah, and he does have a 5% pull rate from the tickets, so that's really good. And then Ice, Shenron, and Nova have a 12.5% to be pulled. Yeah, so tickets are the good tickets. Okay, good. Let's just look at the character roster. So the LFs that are returning on this banner are UI Goku, Super Saiyan 3, Super Vegito, and Gohan. Also, the fact that Super Vegito's back could maybe potentially mean that he could get a Zenkai. Maybe, I don't know. It's definitely likely for sure. Ooh, Demon King Piccolo's coming back. And Yellow Broly. Angel Vegeta's back. Frieza's pretty good. You've been on like a million banners, but you're pretty solid. Same thing with you. He's really good, but he's been on every banner. Same thing with him, yeah. This is a typical character roster. Launch is back too. That's nice. Oh, EX Goku Black's already back. Okay, that's good. The banner seems okay. Like, it seems decent for sure. Like, Angel Vegeta's really good. Demon King Piccolo Transform is really good. I don't know how good the EX units are. I'm not gonna take a look at them during this video. Alright, the banner seems solid. Alright, so yeah, Fuse Zamasu banner also has the same format. Vegito Blue's coming back. Gogeta Blue. LF Frieza's finally back on a banner. And Beerus. Okay, and then obviously Fuse Zamasu with a 0.5% pull rate. Gogeta does have that too. Yeah, okay. Obviously Kefla and Vegito at 1%. Trunks and Mai are back. Oh, Demon King Piccolo and Broly are also on this banner too. And Angel Vegeta. So it's basically like the same roster of characters. Oh, Green 21's back. Okay. That's pretty solid. The only difference with this banner is that the main, like the new units are different, and Trunks and Mai is also back. Yeah, I would say the Fuse Zamasu banner is probably better. Because all these new units, like the Sparkings at least, just the Sparkings alone, they're super good. Even the ones on the GT banner are really good too. But then again, the L, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say which banner you should summon for. It's obviously up to personal preference, but both banners seem solid for sure. Like the format, I wish they had free multi, but other than that, obviously, you know, you can summon on them for sure. And then we have, I think those were really the only other banners pretty much. And then yeah, okay, so we're also getting the regular, like, normal sparking tickets, which, yeah, it's just the trash rates. Yeah, okay. These tickets I'm not gonna be too, you know, like, excited about summoning on, really, or getting them at all. Alright, I don't know, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. These characters look really, really good. I'll also have showcases on all of them. There'll be a summon video going up later tonight. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a great one.